it's going to be something. Is it actually recording that? I may have just had some terrible technical difficulties, so hopefully I am actually streaming now. Am I streaming? It's YouTube? I think so. It says that I'm streaming. I'm gonna believe it. Okay, it just took a very long time to kick off. Okay, well. Oh, I don't want to do the intro again because I'll feel silly if it didn't cut that out. Anyway, as you can see on the itinerary, yep, we're talking about Loud House, and we're going to talk about the Mario movie a little bit. And the Mario movie has been a subject of some kind of interest to me, more or less, since I heard about it for the first time. Which I don't even remember when it was announced. Does anyone know, like 2018, maybe? And I think it came out soon afterward that they were going to be working with Illumination Entertainment. Now, I made a video a long, long time ago about video game movies, and I also made a video about Illumination specifically. I think I left them both up. I don't think I deleted them, but I have not really mixed feelings about Illumination. I have mostly negative feelings towards Illumination. And I don't think I'm alone in that. I think there's been a decent amount of discussion over the last, I don't know, 6 or 7 years about Illumination's, what do we call it? Illumination's philosophy, the business philosophy of the company, and how they tend to intentionally create subpar movies for as little money as is viable for like a wide theatrical release movie. This looks like a soda cup from the 90s. Oh my goodness. Are we okay? Tell me about my... Oh good, the analytics look great. I think we're good to go. Yeah, it's streaming on my phone. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Got some nice coffee. Not iced coffee. I don't usually go for that. So anyway, I really do want to talk about the Mario movie later on because, yeah, during this direct, the Nintendo Direct from earlier today, they announced the main voice cast. Not everybody, but the main characters who are playing big, major Mario characters. They announced that. Miyamoto came on and told us all how that's going to go. I don't want to give too much away, but it did make me laugh. It made me laugh quite a bit, actually. I think, yeah, this voice cast is... I said earlier to someone, like, it feels like the cast I would have chosen as a joke. Like if somebody said, pick some stupid kind of funny answers cast this movie, do a fan cast of the Mario movie being produced by Illumination Entertainment. I think I would have gotten close. I should have done that. That would have been like a fun little video, you know? For whatever reason, it stayed locked away in my brain. But yeah, we'll get there. We're going to talk about the Mario movie stuff for sure. It will happen. But in the meantime, yeah, I'm just hanging out. I'll give some people a little bit of time to show up if they feel like it. And yeah, continue with my incredible digital artwork here that I'm already very, very proud of. Okay. I should have just lined up a palette ahead of time, huh? We don't have anything too dark. Okay. This is good entertainment, right? Yeah, washed out gray. Ooh, let me turn the music down. It's a little bit too high. Okay, that should be alright. Yeah, let's just kind of go wild with it. See what we get. I really hope I don't start getting copyright claims for the Katamari music, because I like it and I want to be able to listen to it on the streams. You stay here, thank you. Okay. Is this gonna work with this one? Kind of. Kind of. Okay. I feel like we need some areas of strength here, if that makes sense. Yeah, so far this palette doesn't really make sense to me. As a last-ditch effort, I'm just going to blend these together and see what we get, and I'm probably try again. Oh, sorry, I saw the chat lit up. Pink Toast. Hi, Pink Toast. Thanks for stopping by. Pink Toast says, I understand Charles Martinet probably didn't have the energy to be cast in a feature-length movie, but it's worse than I could imagine. Didn't have the energy. I mean, maybe. He's not that old, is he? I think he's done some great work. I don't know exactly how long he's been doing Voice of Mario, at least from the 64 era, right? But my God, and I won't spoil all the voices right away, because I think it would be fun to watch that clip from the direct all together. Or maybe 10 minutes from now if people are down. But yeah, no, I mean, that's a decent point. I definitely agree that it's worse than you could imagine. Like I said, I do kind of feel like I may have chosen some of these people to be funny, as in saying that they were bad options, not for them to be comedic presences in the movie. Hi, Hugo. I was talking about a clip from today's Nintendo Direct where Miyamoto announced the main voice cast for the Mario movie that's releasing late 2022. I think it's very funny. But at the same time, I don't know. I assumed that other people would feel similarly. I have not looked around online for reactions or articles that have gone up yet. It's just purely my take. Maybe everybody else is like excited about this, excited about this casting. I'm not sure. In fact, Pink Toast, have you seen anything online that's like, here's how I feel about the casting? Have people started tweeting about? I assume they've started tweeting about it by now. This is actually kind of okay. Okay. But yeah, if people are up to watch it, I'd like to put that clip on later. Oh no, I spilled my coffee. Oh look. The stream on the stream. That's pretty cool. It's the same team that made the Minions movie. Yes. It is Illumination Entertainment. God damn it, I have to clean this up with something. Everything. They made the Despicable Me franchise now, Minions movie, which has, 2 movies at this point? They did the Grinch movie with Benedict Cumberbatch from a couple years back. What else? Sing they did, which is really, really awful. Yeah, I have some feelings on Illumination, but yes, the casting for that movie is a big topic today. Pink Toast is saying that it was a live-streamed bewilderment. I think that sounds about right. If I had done a reaction for it, I think it would be very similar. Purple says, nice cat hair coffee. Yeah, probably, right? There's probably at least one cat hair in my drink. It's kind of just the norm around here. Right? That's your fault. Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Should we? You know what? Let's just talk about the Mario movie casting right now. Let's just do it. I want to get into. Okay, stream health looks fine. Okay. So I'll bring up the clip here, and we can all enjoy. Yeah, here we are. Okay, we're just gonna do it here. Let me kill the music. Okay, and I just want to check levels here.
Announcements in today's Nintendo Direct.
Okay.
Oh, Miyamoto-san.
Here we are.
What brings you in?
I wanted to make an announcement, so I was hoping I could step in.
Oh, of course.
Oops.
Hi everyone, I'm Shigeru Miyamoto. We've previously announced that I have been working with the Hollywood movie studio
There he is.
Illumination,
Illumination,
and
we
its
love
CEO
him.
and producer Chris Meledandri-san, who are known for
Meledandri.
movies like Despicable Me and Sing, in making a full-length animated Mario movie for the big screen. Today, I wanted to announce its theatrical
It's a
release
nice
timing.
blazer he's got there. I don't think it's a suit.
Ta-da!
Wow, look at that. It's coming out in
The
2022.
movie will be released in theaters in holiday 2022. The release date for North America is on December 21st and will be announcing release
so
dates
just
for Japan,
Christmas,
Europe,
holiday,
and other regions
gotcha.
at a later
Okay.
timing. It'll be a while
2022.
longer until we can share a glimpse of Mario
Another
in
solid
action on
year
the big
and
screen.
change.
But today, I also wanted to reveal our key cast members
Here we go.
who will be voicing Mario and his friends in the movie.
Here we go.
First, of course, is Mario, who will be played by Chris Pratt. He's so cool. Mario will be talking a lot in the movie. Please look forward to Mario as performed by the very talented Chris-san. Next, Princess Peach will be played by Anya Taylor-Joy.
And I see your comment,
I can't
Pink
wait to
Toast,
see a very
asking whether
spirited Princess
Anya
Peach.
Taylor has even voice acted before. Not irrelevant.
Mario's little brother,
This is not
Luigi,
voice
will be played
acting
by
casting,
Charlie
right?
Day.
This is celebrity
I'm
casting.
excited for you to
which
see
is a
this
thing now,
timid
right?
sibling
You don't
appear on
hire
screen.
voice actors, you just hire celebrities
Bowser
who
will
maybe
be
have a
played
distinctive
by the
voice.
one and
right?
only Jack Black. I'm expecting a monster performance by Jack-san.
Jack Black Bowser. Yep. Okay. There are
The
words that I
comedian
just said.
Keegan-Michael
Here we are.
Key will be playing Toad.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to great comedic moments.
Okay.
Even though this is a Mario movie,
Yeah.
Donkey Kong will also be making an appearance. He will be played by Seth Rogen.
Scratching my
I'm
head.
eager for you to see a humorous Donkey Kong by Seth's-san.
Oh my god.
And of course, Charles Martinet, who has voiced Mario and many more Nintendo characters in our games over the years, is also involved and will be appearing.
This
in
is now my
surprise
reaction
cameos in
video, by the
movie.
way.
We also
Oh, I
have
didn't even
more
see this. Well, we know he leaked some stuff by accident. Fred Armisen as Cranky Khan. Kevin Michael Richardson as Kamek.
incredible talent joining the film to play some of our other beloved characters. That is all I can share with you today about the Mario movie. This is a very collaborative project between Illumination and Nintendo. We've all been coming up with all sorts of ideas, and I myself am enjoying a creative process that is a little bit different from making games.
Okay, I think. Okay.
It may be a while until
Thank
we
you.
can share.
Thank you, Mr. Miyamoto. Thank you for your guest spot here on the stream. So here's the thing. So, how do I put this? I'm not upset. I'm definitely not upset. I don't think that I could say that I'm like frustrated by this casting, or certainly not in relation to this specific movie. As evidence of a larger trend of what we were just talking about, where instead of casting professional voice actors, you just cast celebrities and you can stick their name on it and say, look, this famous guy's in it. Come check it out. Doesn't matter whether or not they have the talent. Some of them do. There are plenty of celebrities that can actually legitimately do voice acting. You have other celebrities who kind of transition from one to the other, like Mark Hamill very famously starred in the original Star Wars trilogy, and then he became an incredible voice actor into Joker and these famous roles and stuff. But it's definitely not 100%. And specifically here, I think that a lot of the people they chose, first of all, plenty of them have done voice acting for other animated movies, other kids stuff, mostly. Chris Pratt, obviously, Lego Movie, as Hugo was mentioning there. Why am I getting what? Why am I getting those? Anyway, Chris Pratt's done some other stuff. He's that's kind of just a leg of his career at this point. Beyond that, who else do we have? We have Seth Rogen's done plenty of voice acting, right? Remember Sausage Party, everyone's favorite movie, where they crunched not developers, used to games industry stuff. Apparently crunched the animators, didn't pay him very much. Fred Armisen has done plenty of voice work as well. I'm already forgetting the cast. It just seems so generic to me. Yeah, I don't know whether Anya Taylor-Joy. Let's just look it up, right? Let's just go there. IMDb. What do we got here? Okay, we're gonna look her up. We're doing our research here. We're doing it because I don't actually know who she is. I have heard her name at some point before. Oh, okay. She was in the Queen's Gambit. Is she the lead? She's the lead one, right? With the pouty face? Yeah, this like pout thing that she does. Yes, she was in the New Mutants. I did not know she is one of the little girls from The Witch. Well, Thomason, I think, in that one is like a preteen, right? Okay, so it's that person. She's pretty young, right? She was born in 96. Okay. So I'm not seeing a lot of voice work. No. I mean, she certainly did some interesting stuff with dialect in The Witch. I don't doubt that she's a talented person. Performer, I've seen her do some good work. But my God. I don't know. Yeah, I think a lot of the other choices are tougher for me to swallow. I can't judge her voice work because she hasn't done any. But the other folks, I can because we've had it in the past. Let me catch up on chat. Sorry. Purple says, Jack Black is funny. I'm fine with him, but in a Mario movie, money must be running low for him. Interesting. Yeah, the last thing I can think of that Jack Black was involved in, he did some voice acting for Psychonauts 2, which I think we talked about last week, that game. He's fine. It's hard to... I think it's hard for him to give a performance that moves beyond like the Jack Black persona that we've all come to know. So I just think it's going to sound like Jack Black. I also don't see him as Bowser. I think he sounds like almost too friendly. And I know that Bowser is sometimes kind of gentle-hearted and stuff, but so that's Jack Black. Sorry, I can move on now. Hugo says, celebrities voice actors look at Brad Pitt in the movie Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas. Hugo says celeb's voice has been a thing for some time now. Well, yeah, basically since the beginning of animation, actually. Kind of. I mean, and then there are voice actors who became celebrities like Mel Blanc, of course. And no, I mean, plenty of the Disney movies and stuff. Like, even Lady and the Tramp. One of the, side characters in Lady and the Tramp who sings the big main song, it's Peggy Lee, the famous singer, like pop vocalist person. So it's not new. But I do think there's been, I think it's been an acceleration across, I don't know, let's say since 90s. That's safe enough, right? So yeah, it would be very interested to see it all laid out if there was some kind of comprehensive list or like spreadsheet. Anyway, so that's that. Pink Toast says, yeah, Sinbad kind of, and it was designed around him. Okay, Chris Pratt as Mario is I like that point though, Pink Toast, this idea that like, there's a pretty big difference between just casting a celebrity as a voice actor and hoping it all works out and completely shifting the movie around them. An example I remember of that happening, supposedly, this is what I've heard, I don't know if it's confirmed, but when the Hotel Transylvania movies were originally being produced, well, the first one, of course, Genndy Tartakovsky, right, is the director, I think, of the first 2 or 3. Great, incredible animation director. Really good stuff. Very visual, very exciting, violent sometimes. And supposedly, they had a bunch of cool original character designs for Adam Sandler's character in Hotel Transylvania. And then, again, allegedly, he didn't like any of them. And he said, you got to make the character look more like me. I don't know why. Like, we all would have recognized Adam Sandler's voice. His name is plastered all over the project. I don't get it. Again, I don't even know if it's confirmed. But, like, that would be a pretty good example of where the celebrity voice actor is actually altering the entire project to fit their needs. That's even more of a no-go for me than just simply, almost celebrity stunt casting for voice acting roles. Hugo says Monsters vs. Aliens, Megamind. Looks like all these are DreamWorks, but those are where the first that pop into my mind. Yeah, I can also think of, like, remember the old DreamWorks terrible movies, like Over the Hedge and Shark Tale was a huge one. I think Shark Tale was before Megamind. Oh, it definitely was. Yeah. Oh, and what's Purple says their voice actor, so it's an animated movie. Do they show what the movie would look like? Is it 3D or 2D? Yes, it is animated. Illumination exclusively does CG animated features. So it'll probably look a lot like those. Well, I mean, the character models themselves, I don't think there's going to be any style to them whatsoever. I just think it's just going to be Mario will look like Mario's typical render. Bowser will look like his current render, etc., etc. I don't think we're going to get very interesting stuff in terms of environments. We also know that Illumination doesn't like to spend money, so we're probably not going to get very detailed or intricate environments. This is my feeling. I'm just guessing here. But yeah, that's definitely the sense I get from the whole project so far. Pinkto says Keanu Reeves as Mickey Mouse. I think that's a joke, but I actually hope it's real. I hope that's the real thing. And I would actually probably like that better because I don't know, completely miscast is almost more interesting than just poorly cast. Do you know what I mean? Like Gilbert Gottfried as Strawberry Shortcake would be more interesting to me than, like, I don't know, a somewhat lackluster female actor in that role. I didn't want to put anyone down by calling him lackluster, but you know what I mean? I don't know. That would almost be cooler to me. Hugo says Illumination also uses a lot of celebs for his voice actor Joker Gru. Oh, no, yeah. Or all of Sing. Remember Sing? The entire promotional campaign for that movie was just look at how many kind of like B-list, B-plus list celebrities we got to be in this one. That sounds kind of mean, but I do think that was the reality of the situation. What was I going to do? I was going to do mostly like neutrals here. So let's get some very neutral. Okay. Just some lines here. Okay. I can even turn down the opacity of this layer. It's a bit too much. Okay. What else do I want here? Who else? I feel like I need to look at that. I feel like I just need to keep looking at that list. It must be up on IMDb at this point, right? Here, let's just see. Oh, what is it even going to be called? Just the Mario movie? See, look. MAF's Super Mario Logan movie? I don't think so. Untitled Illumination Entertainment Project? Okay. Well, it is releasing in 2022. Can I just go to Illuminate? Yeah, let's just go to Illumination. Oh, sorry, I should have turned the music back on. At least I like having it in the background. Turn down music. There you go. Okay. Companies. Illumination Entertainment. Beautiful. Hugo says Keanu Reeves would be kind of cool as Mickey Mouse. Where he shows up as when he shows up as the cat in Keanu, it was funny. Oh yeah, I remember that movie. So here we are. Also, apparently Sing 2 is being released this year. I have not heard about this. Also, check out, I like that it lists the Metascores for all these movies. Pink Toast says, I forgot Idris was Knuckles. That's another one that I'm kind of okay with, you know? Anyway, okay. So it is called Super Mario Brothers the movie. I also know that it's no longer in pre-production because they have recorded at least some of the voice parts, as we already know. But here we go. Yep, somebody filled this out already. Thank you. Thank you, Internet. Nowhere Media says also the Kingdom Hearts movie. I've never watched it. Is it actually real? I hope it's not a joke. That could actually be interesting. I would probably... we'll see if that's real. I might actually watch that. Anyway. I mean, we all know Keegan-Michael Key. I do... This is just going to be my opinion hour, isn't it? That's fine. Whatever. This is the news today in animation. I do generally like Keegan-Michael Key's work. Obviously, Key and Peele was very, very good. It was something different. It had a really great voice to it. I think he's a decent performer, but a lot of the stuff he's done more recently has rubbed me the wrong way. I feel like it all morphs into like a singular, character or persona, and it's just that iterated again and again across completely different stories and different characters. Fred Armisen, I'm kind of okay, In fact, I'll ask this to anyone in the chat right now. Of these, we're just looking at these, 10 people here. Just among these people, which one do you think is the best cast, or like the least worst one? And which is the one you think is just completely off? I would love to hear some opinions on that specifically, like the best and worst casting happening among these people on the screen. And now I also have to think of my opinion. And it might be a little bit tricky. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if that's an interesting answer, but I have my answer for sure. I'm going to see if anybody's going to respond. And I'm going to see if anyone else has some opinions to share in the chat. Let's see what this guy's been in. He was in Lilo and Stitch. Cool. Mortal Kombat movie. All right. Oh yeah. I do. He was in. This guy's actually a voiceover artist. This is a voice actor here. In fact, I think he showed up in that John DiMaggio's documentary about voice acting. I think he's the guy. But yeah, just tons of cartoon stuff, tons of animated stuff. Okay, well now I've confirmed that. I was wondering. I do know some of his stuff. Okay. Think Tove says Jack Black. At least he's been in kid-oriented movies. Yeah, for sure. Kung Fu Panda, right? Plenty of other stuff. Yeah, Pink Toast is also confirming. Kevin's an actual voice actor guy. Yeah, and I'm not even trying to gatekeep professional performers as if I have that power. As I said, it's totally possible for quote-unquote celebrities, mostly live-action screen actors, to do some great voice acting work. But I don't think it's a 100% deadlock guarantee that that's going to happen. Let's see what else we got. Purple is saying, I have to go. My voice acting with Chris Pratt. Purple has gotten wrapped up with several of the voice actors in this movie, which is a fun coincidence. I bet they're all hanging out together at the restaurant, waiting to see the reactions come in. But that is no problem. Thank you for joining us, Purple. have a lovely evening. Jack Black is the best one because he's funny, but also worst because the movies he does, they don't really match with the Bowser type of character. Interesting nuance to that comment. I think I agree with that. Well, I mean, that's not my answer. I don't think. I would say that one of the casting choices that I'm most okay with, either Kevin Michael Richardson, he's kind of obvious, so I'll add one. I'm kind of okay with Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong, although Cranky Kong's the old one, right? You got Lanky Kong, you got Chombo Kong, or whatever he's called, and you got Cranky Kong. He's the old one. I don't think I've ever seen Fred Armisen do, or heard Fred Armisen do, like, an old person voice, like an elderly affectation. But either way, I'll say that Fred Armisen is one of my okay choices here. And I think one of the worst ones, if not the worst one, is probably Seth Rogen. Because it just seems lazy to me. It seems like a very lazy choice for what I'm guessing is going to be a fairly small role in the movie, if not just like a glorified cameo, basically. Yeah, I don't know. This just sounds like something you would have done in like 2006. Do you know what I mean? This doesn't feel like a choice from someone who's been living in the present. Wow, that was kind of mean, but good God, this is funny. Oh, I kind of love this. And another part of the enjoyment that we're going to see from a decent number of people on the internet who are talking about this is that I think it's validating in a way, because plenty of people have been very vocal about their expectation that the movie's just gonna be bad. That's the dominant assumption that I've seen around ever since the movie was first. Well, not since the movie was announced, but since they announced that they would be working with Illumination. And for those people, myself included, I'm in that group. I think this just feels like that. Yeah, it feels like validation. It feels like the world, the universe, just said, "Look, you nailed it. This thing's gonna suck pretty hard." It feels like affirmation. Do you know what I mean? Yes. Okay. All right. We can probably move on from that topic now. But what a time, huh? What an exciting time to be paying attention to animation stuff, animation industry, news. Wow. Fascinating. Oh, way too saturated. I don't know what I'm doing with this. It still kind of looks like a soda cup from the 90s, in my opinion, but, you know. Too bright. Pink Toast says they might have redesigned the characters based on the cast. Interesting. So similar to what I was saying about the Hotel Transylvania thing and character design stuff. I do think that's possible, but here's my one or two reasons why I think it might be less likely. So number one is a story I heard about the team behind Wreck-It Ralph consulting Nintendo. So that, I don't remember what year the first movie came out, like 2015, something like that. It was probably much earlier than that, 2012. But apparently, you know, they wanted to put Bowser in this like support group for villains, right? Makes sense. He's a very famous video game villain. And they consulted Nintendo. They obviously have to get everything cleared legally, but they also just said, look, if you have any like stipulations or like specific requirements for us when we represent this character in the movie and render them, what are they? And apparently Nintendo just said, no, like you basically got it spot on, but we think in terms of his scale, compared to the other characters, he should be slightly larger. So they got the scale worked out, and that was it. Like that was apparently the extent of Nintendo's input on how they were going to represent this character. So on the one hand, it makes you think, okay, so they're kind of hands off, right? They just, as long as it doesn't look embarrassing or weird or it's going to mess with their brand, they're fine with it. But on the other hand, it gives me a feeling of, well, the render already looked like exactly as it does in the movies of that time. Like it's just the standard Bowser. There's no stylization going on. They weren't taking any risks with this, Disney Animation Studios, is what I'm saying, which isn't too surprising for them. So that story in general makes me feel like they want it to be standard art direction, everything. Just looks like it is in the games. Another example is their input on Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, their crossover thing with Ubisoft. That was released in 2017 and is now getting a sequel. It's all the most standard Mario look that you can get, right? It's just very standard art direction. Nothing's going out on a limb. They're not going for styles that were achieved in like spin-off games or anything like that. So while it would be horrifying for these characters to be designed around their voice actors, and I wouldn't put it past Illumination either. I totally think they would consider doing that. But I think in this scenario, Nintendo just has enough sway and enough control over the whole thing to say, nope, we're not taking any risks. It's going to be the most boring thing. Not necessarily boring, but the most expected thing that we could do. That's my feeling on it. But we'll see. They did not show us anything, which I thought was kind of interesting. Like, they could have at least shown renders of each character next to the voice actor. I guess that would have been too much. To give us at one time. We wouldn't have been able to process it all. And honestly, maybe they were right. Maybe that's way too much to process at once. Yeah. I don't know what this project is here. This is just kind of happening at this point. Anyway, so that's that was the voice acting announcement. I don't know if anybody else cares to talk about actual games mentioned in the direct or not. I know we tend to focus on animation, so it's good either way. But yeah, we will be talking about The Loud House as well. I watched the Loud House movie on Netflix. When was that? Sometime earlier this week. So we can chat about that if anyone else has seen it. I don't expect to be doing any heavy spoilers or anything. If you're really worried about getting spoiled for The Loud House, I don't imagine there are too many of those people. But either way, you'll be safe enough. We're not going to get too crazy with it. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know about this. Okay. Okay, I'll have to blend that a little bit later. Oh my goodness. Still getting over that announcement. Yeah, let's try something a little bit easier on the eyes. Still very green though. Okay. A little too much color, I think. Even here. Oh man. I went gray. Anyway, I guess is another interesting tidbit related to the Mario movie announcement. But yeah, I don't know if other folks heard about this at the time. It was sort of a news item in like nerd culture sites for a couple days. Was that Sebastian Maniscalco, who is voicing Spike in the movie. We found out that he's voicing Spike in the movie, and that Spike was in the movie at all because of he slipped in an interview on I think Bert Kreischer's podcast. He just messed up and said, I'm going to go record lines for this Mario movie later today, and I am voicing Spike. So that tipped us off to, potentially some of the setting of the movie, because Spike is a character that hasn't been in a Mario game for literal decades. And yeah, it was the boss of Mario and Luigi when they worked construction. So it's almost definitely going to be like a origin story of some kind. I hope it's not earth-shattering for someone to hear that if they hadn't come across the story before. But yeah, potentially, not prequel. Yeah, origin stuff. I guess that's not too surprising overall. But still, I don't know. Just have an adventure story. Just have a fun adventure. I should shut up about it. Oh my goodness. Okay. So that's that. Actually, should we try to find like reactions? Would it be stupid to react to other people's reaction videos? Okay, you pause. Nope, you pause. Let's see what this gets us. Also, sorry, I have the mechanical keyboard out here today, so it's a bit loud. Okay, Easy Allies did a thing. This guy who I'm not familiar with seems to be laughing at the announcement. I might watch that one. Arlo put his up. Ooh, I might watch a clip of that. This could just be a YouTube party. Here, let's mess around with it. Let's see what we get. Here's this guy. His name is, hold on, let me introduce him. This guy is Gore the Movie God. He has 49.4 thousand subscribers. Good for him. Here, I'll subscribe to your channel. There you go. I won't do notifications. I'm sorry.
Hot Wheels review?
All right.
Terrible review.
All right.
Hey, Miyamoto! Wait, what?
Here we go.
Miyamoto?
So I was hoping I could step in.
Oh, of course.
I mean, not Doug Bowser, but you know.
Hi everyone.
Hey! We
All
don't
right.
usually see him in a direct. We do.
Here we go.
I've been working with the Hollywood
Oh,
movie
wow.
studio Illumination.
Oh, no.
And producer
Oh, no.
who are known for movies like Despicable Me.
You're gonna show a Mario movie?
Oh my goodness. This might be a little rough on my
Please don't
internet, by the way.
Minion shit. Don't turn the Goombas into Minions.
To announce its theatrical release time.
Okay.
All right. This is take. I should have just skipped ahead, huh?
The movie will be released in theaters in holiday 2022.
Well, hey,
Release date for North America is on
December
December
21st.
21st.
That makes
All right.
sense.
Announcing release dates for Japan.
I'll give it a chance. I don't
Here we
hate
go.
Illumination. I think they're gonna
I kinda do.
exactly what they're probably gonna do and turn like
Yeah.
the Goombas and the Koopa Troopas
What?
into Minions.
What?
Oh,
Okay.
Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito is Mario, please.
Okay.
What? What? I'm sorry. What? That's the exact time.
Mario will be taking a lot in the movie.
What the fuck?
Forward to
You
Mario's
just
performance
blew my what?
very talented Chris Simon.
I love Chris Pratt, but okay.
Princess Peach will be
He seems fine with this one. I don't know
Her
this
eyes
guy.
are
Is
just
he all right?
as big as Peach's, so that's perfect.
I just subscribed to his
Love her.
channel. I hope he makes some good stuff.
Mario's little brother Luigi will be playing
That's for some reason that's perfect, man.
Bowser will be played by
Jack Black. All right.
I'm expecting a monster performance by Jack.
I think that's a fine sample. I wasn't getting a ton of interesting stuff from him, but I'm subscribed now, so I'm interested to see what he's working on. Thank you, Arlo. Let me skip ahead to the voice cast announcement. All right, here we go. Am I going to get copyright claim for this? I hope not. I'm enjoying it. Sorry if the audio is peaking over there. This is more fun than I thought it would be. Sorry, Art was a bit loud. Aw, poor Arlo. Sorry, I don't have too much commentary. That's probably the funniest bit. That was delightful. Okay. Again, more validation. I'm happy to know that people seem to be responding to everything in relatively the same way that I have been responding to the news. Oh, my goodness. What a time. What an exciting time. Okay. I guess we can move on from the Mario movie now. Oh, my gosh. Sorry. That was just a solid, 45 minutes of just kind of going off about the Mario movie stuff? That's all right. We're having fun. My goodness. Anyway. I would love a supercut of just losing my mind progressively over this fucking topic. Anyway. But no, we watched The Loud House this week for our discussion. We generally pick a movie or a show, animated movie or show at the end of each stream. And then, yeah, next week, anybody who wants to join in on the discussion can check it out in the time in between. Last week, we discussed Bird Boy, The Forgotten Children, a surprisingly interesting and high-quality animated film from Spain and distributed here in the U.S. by G Kids, who have a nice, solid record at this point. And this week, our animated movie for discussion was the Loud House movie, which was released on Netflix, I think, just a week or two ago. It's pretty recent. And this is based on a Nickelodeon show of the same name that I had never heard of before. I don't know the Loud House. I don't have a history with the show of any kind. And the premise is easy enough. It's communicated very clearly when you see stills of the show or logos, I'm sure. It's just this family, and they have... Oh, I must have some kind of shortcut for notifications. It's just a family, and they have, 11 kids, I think? So it's 13 in total. I have a feeling that the youngest kid was born over the course of the show, kind of like how Rugrats did that with Dill. Remember that? And that's kind of it. Like, other than that, it's kind of standard, like, sitcom-y stuff, kids show, animated kids show plots. The animation style definitely feels like it has some stylistic influences from some older Nickelodeon shows. I haven't looked into the creative team behind the show, or their own influences or stuff like that. I don't even know if they've worked on other Nickelodeon shows in the past, but this did remind me a little bit of, well, not a Nick show, but Dexter's Laboratory or Angry Beavers in a weird way. What are some of the other ones? I don't know, that era, Billy and Mandy, very flat colors, simple but interesting character designs, and a wide range of character designs too. You're not just getting like copy and paste versions of the same thing over and over again with different facial features and hair. Hugo says, I've seen season 1 and a little of season 2. Shows about boy Link. Yeah, it's Lincoln. His nickname's Link, I guess. And 10 sisters, 5 older, 5 younger. There you go. So it rounds it out to 11 kids. And then the 2 parents who just apparently deal with it somehow. Although I was interested in this full movie at how passive the parents were throughout the whole thing, basically. They're almost not characters. They do so little. And I don't know, maybe you can answer this, Hugo, or anyone else who's seen the show. Is that normal? Like, do the parents like barely factor into the stories? Are they just kind of there? That's definitely the sense I got from this, and I found it a little bit strange. I mean, it does make sense to highlight the kids' characters in the kids' show, Plenty of other shows have done the same thing. And there are so many of those children characters on the show, both between the siblings and their own friends and stuff. There's plenty of variety to go around. So, even so, yeah, it felt a little bit strange. I was like, why? The parents are barely there. Like, these may as well be orphans. Remember when orphan stories were all the rage in television and chapter books and stuff? It was a little bit off. But anyway, I do have some notes about the movie over here. So yeah, I'll just dig into some of those. What can we do here? Some new Animal Crossing music. It's nice and calm. I like that. Okay. Turn it up just a bit. Give me a read on the level. Come on now. Okay, level looks fine. It was worth it. Okay, so what do I got here? For one thing, I did think it was a little bit funny that the Loud House movie on Netflix used a cinematic aspect ratio. I don't know exactly what the aspect ratio is, but it's like the tiniest, the slightest crop on the top and bottom, so it's not the letterbox or anything that extreme. Why is it doing shortcuts? No, just give me my brush back. I must be messing something up. Anyway, I don't know if it's maybe it's the CinemaScope aspect ratio. It might be a little bit larger than that, or taller rather. Thought that was kind of funny. I don't know why they couldn't just have it be full frame. I feel like that would have been the kind of the no-brainer in this situation, but as we've seen for decades now too, when an animated television show has their big movie, and it's a wide release theatrical thing, they apparently, take steps to make it look more cinematic, quote unquote. So they'll have like darker lighting or more detailed shading around characters and environments. The Rugrats movies definitely did that. Not the Thornberrys one so much, since it's a lot is outdoors. But what else did that? There are a bunch of cartoon movies growing up. Feel free to add yours in the chat. But so there's that. They do the different aspect ratio. They have a depth of field effect as well, which I don't think was used too much. I'd have to go back and look again. But it seemed like it was used just in a couple scenes towards the beginning, and that was more or less it. It's something that can be said to make it a little more cinematic. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think they really needed it, actually. It looked fine. I don't have any major criticisms of the art direction or the cinematography. It's not cinematography in animation, is it? But you know what I mean. Composition. There was some neat composition. There were some neat frames in the mix for sure. Yeah, I'm not sure I have too much else to say about the visuals. But while I take a break and get more organized, there's a new chat. Hugo says, season 1 is kind of weird. The adults don't show up that much. They keep blocking their faces in season 1, kind of like Peanuts, but they show up in the Christmas episodes. That is strange. Okay. Well, yeah, definitely some Peanuts influence, right? If it's, they don't have for one thing, the Peanuts world, the adults are not important. They're just there. They're never characters, right? Their voices are distorted. We get nothing. So, okay, that's a decent point of connection to some legacy animation. And it sounds like, the people running the show just realized as well, oh, look, they're not, like, who cares? Who cares about these guys? Is my pen just totally on the fritz? Whatever. I'm also going to look it up here, just so we have a reference point. Roundhouse. Oh, no. Stop. Oh, I see. My tablet's executing commands for the PC when I don't want it to. So I'll just unplug it. There we go. Now I can do things. All right. What? Oh, no. What is... Oh, I know it was doing it. It wasn't my tablet. I'm sorry, tablet. Oh, still not working. man, if I can't use the keyboard, this is going to be an interesting stream. Anyway, what else we got here? Hugo says, did you guys also watch the Me Tune from Sam B? No, I did not. I wrote it down in my one of my lists of recommendations. It's there, but I haven't gotten to that one yet. I wanted to save that one for later. Also, I forgot probably halfway through the week. So instead I hopped onto Loud House. What else do I have to say about Loud House, really? Let's see here. Yeah, some of the voice actors, especially for the children, felt very familiar. I haven't looked them up. I will if I get my computer to behave all of a sudden. But even so, you just recognize those voices. And they do a good job of, creating different voices for each character. Because I do think I just have a solid stable of voice actors, and then they do as many voices as they need them to at the time. But yeah, definitely some familiar voices. I thought the voice acting was generally very good. I didn't notice any, on topic for the Mario stuff too, I didn't notice any blatant instances of miscasting. I did not get that sense. And beyond that, it's performed fine. Yeah, I had no real problems with the performances. But when we shift over to the area of story and pacing, well, yeah, not as big of a fan of those particular aspects. And unfortunately for this movie, I see those as being pretty important to my enjoyment of any movie, basically. And again, I'm not super familiar with the show, so I can't comment on how similar it is to just a typical episode of The Loud House. Maybe it's somewhat similar. There are other times where shows, when they go into the movie adaptation, will make a much more, a very large, overblown story because they think, oh, it's got to be big, it's a movie, right? The budget's bigger. I didn't get that sense here, even though technically it's a large story. The family moves over to Scotland and then doesn't. Sorry if it's a spoiler. So technically it's like a big vacation movie, but also potentially like a storyline that changes the status quo of the entire series. It didn't, but that happened in the Steven Universe movie where it transitioned to the new form of Steven Universe. It felt very small in the end, and the pacing was so fast in terms of major plot points that on the one hand, okay, fine, I'm sure they want to keep the attention of child viewers, right? You want to keep things moving. I get that. I don't think that's inherently a negative thing to have that consideration. But the way they executed it, and yeah, the way that they would just move right through these major plot points onto the next thing, it, for a little bit, I think it kind of devalued some of those plot points for me, to the point where I never felt a strong sense of challenge. We definitely have an antagonist. I don't know whether the show usually has outright villains, but the villain in this movie basically felt like they'd been ripped more or less right out of one of the Disney Renaissance movies from the 90s. It was just okay, here's your very clear villain. They have these motivations. In fact, they're going to sing a song about their motivations. Did I mention this movie is a musical? I don't know. Again, don't know if the actual show has a lot of songs. I'm guessing not. But for this, there's a ton of songs. In fact, the soundtrack might be up on Spotify. Let's take a look. Now that the computer's freaking out, I'm just going to use my phone. Loud House. Let's see what we get. Well, as the internet takes its time. Yeah, story felt like it moved much too quickly. I didn't feel invested. I wasn't super attached to the characters. Again, maybe just because I haven't watched the show. Maybe they're counting on a lot of viewers already knowing and liking these characters. Here it is on Spotify. Look at that. Is it too reflective? But yeah, let's count how many songs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 songs, so not all of those are character songs. I think I would call them, a mix of musical theater numbers that serve a specific purpose in the story or act as storytelling devices. And then we have the just kind of pop songs that were apparently created specifically for this movie. The opening number, by the way, I just felt like, oh, this sounds like a real song, like upbeat, bubbly pop rock. It's not. Apparently, it was written just for this. Okay. There were several songs, both between like non-diegetic music and the diegetic character songs. Quite a few of them felt like adult contemporary folk pop songs from like 2012. It felt like, remember the aftershocks of Mumford and Sons, when like folk pop was just a thing and it had this very specific sound and you had a lot of foot stomps and hand claps on the songs. There was a lot of that in here, and that felt like a bad fit to me. That felt very strange. And yeah, I don't think it worked with the overall tone of them. I mean, it's definitely upbeat and happy, and that fits the overall tone, but the specifics of execution and the vibe that it gave off, it felt out of touch, basically. I guess that's what I'm saying. Hugo says, I guess from a different account, look at that. They're formatted differently. Okay, cool. Hugo says the show does not have songs, I assume, not seasons 1 and 2. Didn't like any of the songs in this movie. The opening one was good. Yeah, the opening was fine. It was like almost early indie rock, or from like early 2000s, kind of, or what can I compare it to? It almost had a ska feel for a little bit, just without the horns and everything. It's kind of interesting, like shouted vocals, shouted chorus vocals, I think. So yeah, but no, I really didn't like a lot of the specific tracks, and especially the character songs where they're telling us something about what's currently happening in the show. Not crazy about that. And outside of that, I don't know, the villain's song was okay. I didn't mind it too much. But beyond that, yep, not crazy about them. I don't think that I will be listening to those often on my own time. They're on Spotify. And as a point of comparison, I talked about Centaur World, a month ago, right after it came out, and said some very negative things about the show, but I can't really deny that a lot of the music is good, very good, in fact, and definitely very well performed. So like half of the Centaur World album, or maybe a little less than half, I just actively want to listen to on my own time and just for fun. I like corny musical theater songs kind of stuff. I thought there was some good stuff there, and also some terrible songs that I'll never listen to again. But here, yeah, I wasn't crazy about the music, and I also wasn't crazy about most of the story stuff and the actual animation and execution, right? Which is kind of too bad. I do have like generally either negative feelings about the movie or just very lukewarm feelings about the movie overall. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really my thing, for one, but beyond that, in a slightly more objective sense, I think that it's not really the adult-friendly animation category in my eyes. It's not, it doesn't appeal equally to adults and children who are in the target demographic. I do think it skews a little bit young. That's not a bad thing on its own, of course, but it's certainly a factor that helps explain why I wasn't crazy about the movie at the end of the day. What else do I even have? I just stopped writing notes at a certain point in the movie just because I knew what it was doing and I wasn't too excited to see the outcome. I don't know. One of the more interesting aspects is that apparently the whole property seems to have a slightly old-fashioned sense of humor, and I don't even mean that in a bad way, but just like, especially early on in the movie, one of the first sequences, the sound effects are insane. The sound effects are like straight out of Looney Tunes, almost. And even that, I had to get used to. It kind of felt like a bad fit for a while, but it's fine. It's what they're doing. It's the style, apparently. But yeah, definitely something to note. Yeah, I just said like classic cartooning vibe to the sound effects. The comic panels thing, I don't understand why they were using that transition so much, unless it's like rooted deep in the show itself, in its visuals from the very beginning. What else? Yeah, I had a description of some of the music. I said, this is car commercial music. Like, I could see this music coming up in, like, you know, a Buick ad. That's the most damning thing I could say about some of those songs, I think. But yeah, we got the real premise of the show. Yeah, I won't say too much about plot specifics because I don't think they're that interesting. And if you feel like watching it, go crazy. I won't ruin any of that for you. But yeah, my very last note was just, this is kind of dumb. Like, it's just, and that's maybe a bit harsh, but it was definitely not my taste. The storyline didn't have me engaged. I wasn't engaged with the characters. I didn't care about them very much. I knew everything was going to work out just fine in the end. Some of the sisters are kind of funny because they all have their own, like, super specific quirk, and I guess it never changes. But otherwise, yeah, there were a couple of the sisters who were like, that's funny. They have some good lines. They're a consistent comedic presence. But I think that's more or less everything I have to say about the Loud House movie. I hope it's not too disappointing that I didn't just have an hour's worth of material on that, but that's just how it goes. That's just how it is. And now I need to figure out why my computer's freaking out so I can actually get some visuals up here. Let's see. Gotta save your documents, don't you? How's everybody doing? I'll probably stream for maybe another half hour to an hour, depending on how we're all feeling. But what was I gonna look up? I was gonna look up the Loud House, of course, and it's still not working. Oh man, I don't know why this is the deal. How about this? No, some kind of crazy input problem. Anyway. Oh yeah, by the way, this is a good time to say that if anybody has any ideas or suggestions for animated movies or shows that we could watch and talk about on next week's stream, go for it. This is definitely the time for that. So yeah. I'd love to hear them. And I know we've had a bunch of recommendations in the past as well. So if anyone has one of those in particular that they would like us to check out, yeah, just drop it in the chat. Oh, boy. Staying hydrated. It's great. Okay. I've never had this problem with a computer before. It's very strange. I wonder if I could do absolutely everything with just the mouse. Here, I'm going to rearrange my view for a bit. Oh, come on. Oh. Nothing's working. How about this? How about this? This is pretty good, right? I could get into this. This is the stream now. Let me do some really interesting stuff here. No, honestly, I'm sorry. I have no idea why several functions on my computer are just not, it's just not happening. It's very strange to me. Ah, nice cup of coffee. Maybe I can add another webcam. Let's see. Yes. too loud, huh? Ah. Dun, 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 dun. Do I have any Steam games that are like low impact? That could be kind of fun. Let's see what we got. Steam. Steam. Of course, then again, if my keyboard isn't working, I'm gonna have a tough time navigating some of these games, huh? Go. Volvo construction equipment and American Truck Simulator. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. I've been replaying BioShock recently. That's been pretty fun. But I think that might be too visually intensive for my poor computer. Maybe Nuclear Throne. That could be fun. Oh, well, I also have my Game Pass games. So much to do. Yeah, do you not get it? Now I get to freestyle some visuals. This is going to be great. Hello, football lover. Look at my... I hope you're commenting on my incredible visuals that I got going right now. Let's do media source. Yeah. Hold on. I don't want to get a copyright claim for that. Even that one I can't resize. I don't know what that's about.
Hey, yeah.
You guys like Fritz the Cat?
1960s? Happy Times?
Robot Unicorn Attack. I've heard that that's a terrible game. That's what I hear from the people. Can you confirm that for me, Football Over 45? What else can I add to the stream? This is great. Media source. Yeah, what else we got
So you
here?
bring her up in what they call the bourgeois American type society family. You know, you bring them up so they don't screw until they get married. You take them to church on Sunday. You teach them all you can, what you think you can teach them about how to bring up a family,
There we go.
how you should look and act.
Now it's filling up.
And they send them to college. You bust your hump, no government subsidy, nobody's paying nothing. You save your money, or you borrow the money, you work overtime, you send her to college. You want her to get an education. The first
Game capture
Easter,
was
she comes
great.
home on a vacation.
Image.
She says, "Hey, Dad,
What
I'm
images do
living
I
with
have
some
here?
guy." You're living with some guy? What do you mean you're living with some guy? Well, this is the thing now. Free love.
We're getting away from the original point. What we're trying to find is why these bastards riot. That's part of it. Because they did
Got some trees. Oh, too large.
What happens
This
is,
one I
look,
can
I'm sending you to
resize.
school. I'm
Nothing
taking my
else
ass,
can
I'm
I
sending you to
resize.
college, right? I expect you to go to learn something.
It's
Let me
the
be a janitor,
wrong
learn something.
aspect. What is happening? Wow, it's just
Justify my
cropping.
investment.
This is
But
interesting.
some of these people revel in the
We've
fact that
discovered
these
the
people are leaders,
limits
are rebel rousers. This
of
one, it's just
OBS.
starting to riot. Oh, wow, too much.
Best game in the world. Yeah, I don't know if I
First generation
agree with
never
that.
screwed before they got married. We all did. But
I can
we
try to
always had
find
one
it.
girl. She screwed that girl you took out. It's better off these kids don't get married.
Oh no, I can't find it because remember the whole situation is that my keyboard isn't working right. So all I can do is click things. You know what? I just realized I cannot have Fritz the Cat. There's some stuff in it. YouTube would not be. And now I get to try to find it. in time. Oh no. Okay. This is my favorite stream, by the way. I think it's going very nicely. Yeah, I wonder what games. You know what? I know what I'm gonna try to get running. Give me a minute here. Gonna use this controller. There we go. There we go. Yes. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no. Dun, 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 dun. Ah, I love this song. Dun, 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 dun. Why did I not get that sorted? Nothing's organized today. Which of these lovely games would be fun to watch? No. How's everybody doing? How are you doing, football lover 45? Can you tell us why you love football so much? Is that a European spelling, perhaps? I must know. Try to get this game started up. Is it gonna go? Oh, too loud. Well, now I know why that won't work. Oh, I know what I can do to find the game. I just need... Nope. Oh, no. Media source. There we go. Too large. Wow, these are the strangest bugs I think I've ever encountered in OBS. Dun, 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 dun. Football Lover 45 says Lemonade Stand, which is a game that was on coolmathforkids.com. Here, if I can copy and paste the text from the chat, then I can actually use my computer. But I don't know what these symbols mean when I scroll over the chat, so I'm worried that I'm going to ban someone by accident. Nope. I want the music to be a little bit calmer, please. There we go. guess I could also try to hook the Switch up to the capture card, but I don't think that would work. Anyway, if anyone's just joining us, we talked for a nice long while about the casting of the Mario movie. And if you weren't here to find out who the voices are, it was really something. It was really an adventure. And if you haven't seen that voice list yet, please look it up on the internet. I still think it's the funniest thing. Oh yeah, I should Google why my computer's freaking out. I should try to figure that out. Nope, not that. I love the song. This is the reason to get up at 5 a.m. in Animal Crossing New Horizons. No, thank you. Oh, sorry, my neighbor texted me. Thankfully, they weren't complaining about noise, which is nice. The cat videos look good. I've seen that in the preview. That's kind of nice. Okay, keyboard, I'm going to get you figured out. We're going to get things back on track. Type. Nope. Still no. I'm also going to try to fix my webcam. I don't know why. I'll probably hop off pretty soon. But just in case anybody wants to chat, I'll stick around for a while. I do wish I could play Lemonade Stand. That would be a lot of fun. You know what it is? I bet oh, what? I just found out I can change the tension on my mouse scroll wheel. All right. Fascinating. Yes. Video capture device. This is where my webcam is. Is it working? Yep, it is. Look at that. Oh, it's still doing the cropping thing though. That's cool. So now we get to see like a portion of the video that the video cam has to offer. Yeah, wow. I did not think these technical issues would be as hindering as they have been. But that's okay. That is just fine. That's just how things go sometimes when your internet is bad and also you built your computer. Oh, wow. Even the YouTube stream page has gone down. Okay. Well, you know what, folks? I'm sorry. I've tried to pivot a number of times here and get something else for the visuals and everything, but literally every part of my computer that would let me do that right now is not working. So I'm sorry about that. But that's okay. I think we had a nice long stream anyway. And yeah, as it turns out, I was very enthusiastic to talk about the casting of the Mario movie. And I'm glad you folks joined me for that experience. Will I make a video about the Mario movie? I would maybe make a review when it actually comes out, but in terms of the immediate future and like talking about it in the pre-production stages, probably not. If we get like a decent trailer, I would happily talk about the trailer, although the internet at that point will probably be absolutely flooded with reaction videos and discussions and analysis and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think it would do very well, but I would be happy to talk about it when we actually see what we're dealing with. The casting definitely gave us our own preconceptions, or solidified some preconceptions that the more cynical among us already had about the movie. But I am vaguely interested. I'm vaguely interested to see how much of a train wreck this ends up being, basically. But otherwise, that's fine. That's it for now. In fact, I think the chat even stopped refreshing, which is a little frustrating. But either way, even if the stream cut off already, thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to pop in next week, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We'll be doing another stream. I don't know what we'll be watching or discussing or whatever, but maybe some games next week. I'm kind of in a video game mood lately. So, yeah, just to hang out, just talking about stuff, talking about animation. But for now, that is all. And I hope everyone has a great evening and heads right into a really nice weekend. Ideally, a relaxing weekend. But yeah, until next time, thanks for stopping by.